Hey everybody, hey, welcome back to the 53206 cast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Meg.
And Meg.
Yeah.
This is a podcast.
It is.
We haven't done a podcast in a little while. It's a combination of things, Meg. It's fish season.
It's fish tour season, yes.
So we've been busy on going to fish concerts.
Yeah.
And also, did I get sick?
I think both of us got sick. I mean, you were sick for a bit.
Yeah, I just took a nap.
For several days.
Oh, it wasn't several. It was one day I took a nap.
It was 2 days, and they felt
whatever.
very long.
But it's good to be back on the podcast because we've got a lot to talk about We Got This.
Yeah.
Specifically, Meg, let's call this, we do like these week 3. I just edited the week 3 podcast and I posted it.
Great.
So
Thank you.
It's up there. We did not do a week 4 podcast because something else was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we added a week.
We did. Yeah, we did the pancake breakfast.
Yeah, so this could be the week 4, 5 for sure. 5 comes after 4.
Yeah.
4 and 5, and then plus the bonus
Yeah.
on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Can we start with the 4th of July?
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun thing to try out. So we typically run, when We Got This is running, it's just the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
It's same format. The tasks change.
But for the last 2 months, last month and a half, we've been doing just planting and getting boxes ready. So the tasks really haven't changed that much.
Yeah, that's also true. But the format's the same. It starts at 8 o'clock. It ends at noon.
Mm-hmm.
Lunch is at 11:30.
Yeah.
You get paid the groups get paid at roughly the same. It's all very regimented and the same. Really, because you kind of need people in specific spots at specific times. Yeah. So you kind of have to operate it that way.
And with we've had around 180, 190. You need to have it to be like that, or you can't have that many kids.
Correct. Yeah, the system allows you to have that many children come and do work in the gardens. But we thought, well, the 4th of July is it's the 4th of July. It's a holiday.
And it was a Saturday.
Yeah. And we decided that we wanted to have some kind of event.
And I think when we went over this, the board decided we wouldn't have an actual program on the 4th of July.
Correct.
So we wouldn't be paying staff. So that wouldn't count as one of the 12 that we're paying staff members for.
Right. So when I'm it's very, very hot out while we're recording this.
It is.
In fact, I believe, Meg, that you are sitting on an ice pack.
I am sitting on an ice pack. It's so hot.
That's ridiculous, but I'm glad that you do it.
It's like one of those cloth ice packs, so it's not even that cold. It's nice. It's refreshing.
Okay. It's cold enough?
It's like on my back. Yeah, it's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool in your core.
Yeah.
That's great. But I'll enter the amount of money that every kid makes every week. Mm-hmm. And when I do that, I'm really looking to make sure that for the cost of the program, that at least 80% of the money that's handed out goes to the kids.
Yeah.
We do have to pay some adults to be there. I think that I don't know that we could get that many adults to do it for free.
Yeah.
And have the expectation that you're going to be there.
And they're such quality
and
adults.
They're really great.
Yeah.
Also, there's a really important aspect of that. And, I would love it if it was 100% of the money went to the kids. But I do think there's a tremendous amount of value in when I think about the different adults. Most of them live in the neighborhood, or are educators that work in the neighborhood, and so there's very strong connections. To the community.
It was so funny. One of our newest leaders, she works over at North Division. That's how I got to know her through the Green Team. She's in charge of it, and she was like, "Oh, I actually used to work at." MLK school right across the bridge from We Got This, and she's like, so I know a lot of these kids, and so she already has such a strong tie to a lot of them that it's just such an easy, it's so easy for her to come be the new woman because she knows so many people.
Yeah. So I am always though trying to bump up the percentage of, at least that it matters to me. This is a personal thing that matters to me, that I want more of the money to be given to the kids than to the adults. I have this weird obsession probably with nonprofits where you like all the money is spent on administrative stuff, and then the work, who knows how much work actually is done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's not what this podcast is about. But
you have that with like a lot of things. I'm going to be honest here.
Yeah, I'm kind of crazy about very specific, specific things, and that is one of the things that I'm pretty passionate about. Is that I would feel that we would be doing a disservice to the community if most of the money went to administrative work or adults, because it really is. It's a kid. Yeah. The program's for kids. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you want 80% to go to the kids. So it really wasn't necessarily an option in my mind that we would be paying adults to run this 4th of July program.
Yeah.
And also we've got really great lunch ladies. Mm-hmm. Lunch ladies are fantastic. Yeah. And it's like they're multiplying.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. They're so
which is awesome. Yeah. And it's such a blessing to not have to be concerned about how the 180 or 190 kids are going to be fed, and to be able to worry about all the other stuff, and then just know it's going to be fine. It's going to work out. Yeah. So we knew, okay, 4th of July, we're probably not going to get a great turnout. It's a big ask. Yeah. To have any adult be like, well, your 4th is dedicated to this. Yeah. And so we're like, okay, we're going to run a smaller version of what we do, and we're going to make it entirely student run. Yeah. So run just by kids. Mm-hmm. Kids are just going to run the whole thing. Yeah. And it worked out that, we could pull from this group of student leaders that we've been working on developing to the point where that they could then run their own groups. Mm-hmm. And it was a smaller version. We worked about half the time. We call it a half day. So we worked about half the time.
It was only 8 kids, and a lot of the groups had 2 student leaders.
8 kids to 8 non-student leader kids to 2 student leader kids, because everybody was a kid. Yeah. Uh-huh. So I don't remember exactly how many. We knew we weren't going to get a normal turnout.
I think it was around 150.
Yeah, about 150. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we did. We kind of told everybody, hey, we're going to work a half day. If you want to come. If you don't, it's fine. About 150 of them showed up. We're split up into their different groups. Yeah. And the student leaders had a really a nice opportunity to use their leadership skills to run their group.
And I found it to be really neat. So I was just over at the flower farm helping, kind of managing what was going on there as one of the leaders to tell people what, basically to tell people what to do. And it was really neat to see the student leaders and just kind of, help and guide them, do you have your whole group? What time are you supposed to be back? Right. And, just kind of give them those little reminders. But also it was wonderful for me to have kids who haven't been to the flower farm just be able to see all the beauty there. Cause the flowers are starting to bloom, and, a lot of the kids were like, wow, this is really pretty over here. And, just being able to see that was neat. Another thing that was really neat was really to see some of the younger student leaders who have been like, I want to be a student leader, really rise to the occasion. Yeah. That was a really beautiful thing. There was, two that we had talked about after that they've just kind of been hanging around more, and, it's like they really want to be a student leader. And, it was neat for them to be able to be a student leader, and they both did a really good job. Also, I'll just keep talking. Sure. That's okay. There was one student leader that didn't do a great job. No. And it was wonderful because I actually got 2 calls during the time saying this girl isn't doing a good job. She's doing A, B, C, D.
From other student
leaders who are trying to help her. And me and her had, afterwards I was like, let's talk. And so we talked, and, I just kind of asked her what happened. And she said, they were calling me names, and, I just didn't know what to do. And I said, you're going to have a work situation where you feel overwhelmed and you can't handle it. And, you're going to need to ask for help. And I said, there was 2 student leaders who came up to you and asked, do you need help? And you said no, and you kind of shut them away. And so we talked about just asking for help and just, kind of like what she could do when, you know, she has a job, so, you know, she's going to be in the situation again. And so, you know, she kind of, I feel like we both hugged at the end, and, you know, I just told her, I've known her probably for 6 years. So it's nice that I've been able to see her grow up. And, you know, so it was just a wonderful opportunity to see her grow a little bit. And, you know, though she failed, it was still a wonderful opportunity for her to grow.
Yeah, and then that means then that she didn't actually fail, because the whole point of it is to get practice. Yeah. You know, in leading. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that I was thinking when you were talking, I was thinking about steaks, not what you eat, but like,
okay, not
like,
the cow.
No, not the cow. like there's some stakes to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like and they're not high stakes, they're low stakes
in the game. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that when we're all together in the morning, and maybe we can wrap up the 4th of July here in a minute, but one of the things that I'm trying to communicate in the morning is that there are stakes to what everyone in the you know, everyone that shows up that they're going to be doing. You know, it isn't free time or play time. There's expectations, and the stakes are the $20 that you could get, and it matters. And if you don't, you know, it's being asked to leave one time just means you just lost out on $20, which it would be nice to have, but also it doesn't really matter. You know, pretty irrelevant
in the grand scheme of life,
right? Plus, and afterwards you're going to end up being better for it anyways. So it'll all kind of work out. So everybody that participated on the 4th of July then came back to the garden, and we had pancakes. Which is kind of cool. We were able to give, with all the kids, and there really weren't that many adults. 150, 160 times 3 or 4 or 6 pancakes, you know, because there wasn't there's no limit. You just eat as much as you want. We went through 22 cans of whipped cream, which means
that's good.
Which means that everybody was having a good time. No whipped cream fights.
I was surprised about that as well.
I was ready. I was ready to throw the hammer down on. Ready whip. I was ready to throw the hammer down when the whipped cream fights were going to start, but they never happened.
Wow, good group of kids.
So that was the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And then we were back a couple of days ago to week 5.
Okay.
Week 5. And again, it's a great problem, but we just have too many kids showing up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've got, we were full at 7:25.
Yeah.
And to the point where I was just telling anybody and everybody that showed up, we can't take you.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, in theory, you know, we could stick 20 kids in a group, but then it ends up being chaotic, and there's not enough work, and it doesn't. You know, we have to be at least mildly aware of that. So, you know, at 7:25, which is 35 minutes before we're supposed to even start, we're full. So the kids know, you better get there on time. And you better be kind of on your best behavior, and those that don't understand that they need to be on their best behavior are replaced, because, you know, inevitably you'll have somebody else show up at 7:40 when you've had to have a talk with a kid about smacking their friend in the head. Or we had some kids were trying to this is like such a middle school thing, we're trying to pull each other's pants down.
Pantsing. Yeah.
So we had a little bit of that, and now, you know, I don't want that, but I understand we have a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing funnier than pulling down someone's pants.
I know. I feel like that reminded me of Dex's friend. He tried to do it to his dad. It was really funny. And his dad was like, "Come on, I'm sitting here talking in front of people."
That's why I always wear a belt. I'm always ready.
But that was a neat. So last Saturday, it was a neat opportunity for me, because the 2 student leaders that I've been having, they were helping their brother move or something. And so they got there late. And so they called and they were like, we're going to get there late. Can we still? And I was like, I don't even know if you're coming. You like, sure, you can still come. You can still be a leader.
Because normally you would say no.
Yeah.
But
because
you got a relationship with these two
Yeah.
kids, and it would be helpful if they were there.
Yeah. And so I was kind of like, okay, they might be there, they might not. I'm gonna take up 3, and we're gonna call, what do we call them? Student leader in training.
Yeah. Basically, it's just we're just trying to keep adding to this leadership.
Yeah.
Because you want. It would just be weird if you were like 17 or 18 and never had risen to the level where you could be responsible.
Yeah.
Enough to be called a student leader.
Yeah. So one of them, she was, I think she's a 7th grader. Another one was a freshman, and then another one, she's only come 2 times, and so I think she's a senior. But those were my, student leaders in training, and it was great because the guy that was a student leader in training, he was a freshman, and so I'm like, okay, I have a freshman, our daughter is a freshman, so I'm like, okay, I know this, like, and it was great because I just we had a lot of younger kids in the group. So we had these younger kids, and then we had like, just these solid, 4 or 5 older kids that I was like, all right, you guys are going to like really help me with these younger kids, 'cause they're going to mess around. They're going to do something dumb. They're going to, poke each other. And it's hot. And so the freshman boy, I just kept telling him, okay, like you need to be this kid's like best friend over here. Yeah. Like you need to just like take care. Like this kid is causing problems. Okay. Like he just needs to be separated from his friends. And so that was really fun. Just to have kind of these new kids that, stepped up to the challenge. And, I feel like I don't mind redirecting my student leaders. And, I was saying to you after how there's one, the guy who came a little bit late, he was in green team. So I saw him every week. And so I really got to know him, and he's a great guy. He's just very, I feel like what's the word? He's just he just messes around all the time, like all the time.
Yeah, he's goofy.
He's very goofy. And so I constantly have to be like, buddy, come on, like redirect. And he always takes ownership for it. Sure. And I'm like, you know what? I'm really glad that he always takes ownership for it. And, I'll just keep helping redirect him. And he got his first job this summer. And so we've been talking about that. And, he called in sick one of the days. And I'm like, you can't do that, And so, I feel like it's just it was a fun Saturday. It was really hot. And so we got... just kind of taking some breaks, and we got over to one, I think we were around like 13th and Rang, and there's a store owner, and he was like, hey, I appreciate what you guys are doing. Everyone can come in here and grab a soda.
Oh, nice.
And so that was really neat. And then we kind of, just because it was so hot, I was like, let's keep talking. So then we like debriefed again, and I was like, wasn't that neat that you guys, you did enough to show this guy that you're helping the community, that he gave you some, he gave you something. And then I said, when you're a boss, when you're a leader, when you're a store owner, like are you going to want to do the same thing? And they're all like, yeah, I'm going to give away stuff. Yeah. So it was neat.
Yeah. I think that it's easy to forget because how old am I? 40.
I think you're 43.
I'm going to be 43.
Okay.
So that means I'm currently 42.
Sure.
I haven't yet arrived at 43. So I think it's easy to forget when you're 42 that you have learned everything that you know. You didn't. You know nothing that you have in your brain was put into you by anything else other than some form of your experience.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe you learned it in school. This experience. Maybe a parent taught you. Maybe there was somebody that you worked with that taught you that this is a better way to do work, whatever. If kids don't have someone directing their experiences, they don't, it's not like it will automatically come into their brain. Yeah. And that's why we do those circles is because you need a little.
You're talking about circle time, I think.
Yeah, circle, which is where you were having these conversations. Like that's all that is. It doesn't. You don't need to sit in a circle and hold hands. You just you stop, you talk, you reflect. You have some questions that people can or don't have to go through, but at least it'll help you kind of think about whatever the theme is. And it's again, it's easy to forget that when you're old, that you are the way you are because of all these things that have happened to you in the past. And so, that conversation might be something that a kid remembers years down the line, and thinks, yeah, I kind of want to be this person, or even like I can be like that guy. Was a guy at the store?
Yeah.
So I can be like that guy. I can be generous.
Yeah.
I had an instance where somebody was being generous to me, and I would like to be generous with what I have in the future. Yeah. And if you don't take a moment to sit and process that, sometimes it just flies, over your head, and you don't get the outcome of that, right?
Yeah.
So, anything else with
No. Yeah, no, I feel like, last week was a good week. The week, so I was trying to think about what happened it was like the week we're referring to was June 27th.
Oh, I was talking about 2 days ago.
Okay. No, nothing else with 2 days ago.
Okay.
But I think
do you have something for I don't remember anything about June 27th. Do you have
the thing I do remember is when I was setting up the hoses in the morning.
What did you do when you were setting up the hoses?
So I was setting up the hoses at 6 a.m, and so I feel like listeners, you've gotten way too much information about the fire hydrants.
Fire hydrants still don't work. Or
so
there's not a hose spigot on it. I mean, we're still. I mean, I don't know what's today, July 14th. So we're only 6 weeks after they said they would have it done. So it makes sense to me that they wouldn't be hooked up yet. Yeah.
So Saturday mornings, I want to make sure that the liquor store, they can water the stuff that they just planted. Sure. So I set up usually like 9 hoses, and
it's got to be 400 feet, 500 feet.
Yeah. So as I'm setting them up, I had all the hoses, I think, in the back of the truck. And so I was taking them out and putting them, they were in the road on 9th Street. And I thought I should probably make sure these aren't right on 9th Street. And so I took them off and I put the hoses out. And as I'm kind of putting them out, all of a sudden there is a high speed car chase happening.
Yeah.
And the police are following some guy, and they take the speed hump and just get air right onto the hose I just put down. And I was like, oh, please don't break it. And it didn't.
Okay. That's
but
good.
It was an interesting situation to have happen on a morning.
Yeah. If any listener is ever wondering why we ask for hoses so often. Car chases.
The hoses were fine. So I was happy about that. But I was very glad that I took the hoses off of 9th Street before then, because I thought that could have been a tangled mess. But you know what? Maybe the hoses would have caught the person. Yeah,
maybe that's how they should stop reckless drivers. Just hoses. It's been right in front of us the whole time. We just need lots of hoses.
Yeah. So I feel like other than that, I don't remember a lot about that week. That was.
I'm sure it was great.
I'm sure it was great too.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
All right, we got anything you want to plug, or you want to get going?
No, I think I feel like the only thing I'd want to plug is just the Amazon wish list. We've been getting in different stuff from the Amazon wish list. A lot of our stuff, like lunches or like granola bars and stuff like that. That's helpful to have, and so those are on the Amazon wish list, which you can find at wegotthis.mke.com. I think there's a tab that says Amazon wish list. So yeah.
All right. You do want to give a plug for your ice pack?
No.
Was it good?
I don't even know where I think it fell. So that's okay. Yeah.
All right. So
I'm leaning forward. I was leaning back at the beginning, and that was it was nice, on my back. And, so then I realized that in order to talk, I have to lean forward. That's all right.
All right. Well, maybe next time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.